Welcome, bitches. We pick a writing prompt, then you get to experience it. The one for today is Google a random name. Don't look up anything, just write a story about them. Enjoy.
The chipped paint on the lockers of my high school mirror the cracks in my carefully constructed facade. Paisley Madden, aspiring music star. The irony was not lost on me. I couldn't sing a lick. My voice, a pathetic rasp, scraping against the back of my throat, was the antithesis of the soaring melodies that echoed in my head, the ones I craved to unleash. From the age of 7, I knew I was different. Not in a quirky, endearing way, but in a way that pulsed with a desperate, hungry need for something I did not possess. That something was a real voice. Then came Anya Volkov. A Russian exchange student with eyes like melted chocolate. She had a killer body and a voice I know made angels weep. She sang everywhere. Hallways. The cafeteria. She showered the drab halls of this high school with melodies that shimmered with a pure beauty. She was everything I wasn't. She was effortlessly talented, she was genuinely kind, and she radiated a confidence that made me seethe with envious rage, but still, I wanted to be near her. My awful plan, hatched in the suffocating darkness of my bedroom, was meticulous. I befriended her. My charm, a carefully crafted performance. A mask I wore with such ease. I learned everything about her. Her routines. How she took her coffee. That she did not like sleeping with less than 3 pillows. I exploited her trusting nature. I even convinced her to help me with a secret songwriting project, which involved luring her into a secluded part of the school grounds late one night. I won't dwell on the details. The night was cold. The air was thick with the sense of pine needles and impending doom. Let's just say Anya's secret songwriting project ended abruptly. Local authorities said it was a runaway case. Nobody suspected a thing. The surgery was brutal, it was a true violation of both of us and our souls. The fear and pain was nothing though, compared to the thrill of having what I deserved. Anya's vocal cords, expertly grafted into my throat. Like some grotesque trophy, a true testament to my ambition. The transformation was immediate and breathtaking. My voice, once a faint and broken whisper, soared with the power and purity of a nightingale. Every audition? I got the part. Hell, even a few record deals tumbled in. Paisley Madden, once whispered with pity, now a rising star, drinking champagne by the pool, a phenomenon, captivating the music world. But I would soon learn something was wrong. Very wrong. It started with subtle things, a slip of the tongue here, an odd inflection in my voice there. I found myself saying Anya's things. Phrases she would use, quirky expressions, her favorite sayings. At first, I shook it off, but then I found myself speaking Russian fluently. I even started to crave her favorite foods. Eventually people noticed, of course. Whispers would follow me, concerned glances being cast behind my back. The strangest thing was that nobody seemed particularly worried about Anya's disappearance. It was as if she just vanished from everyone's memory. A ghost swallowed by the indifference of the world. That is until the FBI showed up. There were 2 agents, they were sharp-eyed, and you can tell they were relentless when the situation called for it. They began subtly investigating. They were not direct. They simply observed, and asked an occasional question. Their presence was a silent shadow, clinging to my periphery. It was a cold weight slowly pressing down on my chest, the scrutiny a constant threat. My carefully constructed world, built on a foundation of deceit and stolen talent, began to crumble. The fear was no longer a distant hum, but a deafening roar, threatening to drown me. I tried to control it, to suppress my unwanted words, the memories I blocked out, that chilling sensation that clawed its way into my consciousness. It was foolish, like thinking you could hold back a tidal wave. My Phoenix, Arizona performance was the performance of performances, it was going to be the pinnacle of my career, a true moment of triumph. The stadium was packed. The energy? Absolutely electric. I strutted out on stage like nothing was happening, and I let the glow of 1,000 lights wash over me, baptizing me in the unholiness. I was a damn queen surveying her kingdom. Moments later, the music started, and my voice, glorious and potent, filled the dry summer air. The crowd roared, everything was aligning perfectly, but then it happened. Halfway through the performance, my voice changed. It became a guttural scream, a scream straight from the depths of hell. A harrowing cry of pain, fear, and terror. A cascade of Russian curses ripped through the utter silence of the stadium. The words came out like vomit, there was nothing I could do to stop it. It poured out into a thick puddle, a torrent of fragmented memories. Anya's desperate pleas, we were all hearing her final moments. The screaming was a gorgeous symphony of agony, a horrifying testament to my crime. But I only felt lust. And the screams did not stop. I reached a state of ecstasy. The audience did nothing. They just sat there in shock, some mouths wide open, some wide-eyed and frozen. But they didn't move. Agents rushed the stage. Their faces were grim, and reflected the same chilling understanding the crowd had. The voice, Anya's voice, screamed and screamed until my lungs were wore out, and I was left collapsed on the stage, a sexually confused mess. I only realized that the band was still playing through the whole thing when I heard it abruptly stop. What was once cheers was now a wave of fear and revulsion. That scream, it was a stolen life, a violated soul, the greatest betrayal of trust, and a terrible unspeakable truth that could no longer be contained. And in that moment, as the terrifying sound rented the air, I knew the performance and my life was over. Not just for me, but for the stolen voice I paraded around like a horny grotesque gremlin. The price of my ambition was everything. I paid for it with my soul, my sanity, my girlfriend's life, and my own voice. Mine was gone forever. Anya's remained.